Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to C2K Entertainment, the home of talk shows and podcasts. And of course, here's your host, C2K Covers to Kill, the legend of backyard wrestling. I was going to change the. I didn't want to have the logo of C2K Talk Show. It was going to be the logo of C2K Entertainment, so I made a mistake. So anyway, we're just gonna keep moving. The show must go on. So this is C2K Entertainment, the home of shows and podcasts. This is the home of many talk shows like C2K Talk Show. Oh, sorry, God, sorry, Lord. Celso Talks Podcast. I'm trying to talk too fast. That's my problem. I'm trying to speak too fast, and I do forget that I do have a problem in my mouth. I had this problem for many, many, many years, where when I do speak fast, I stutter. I really do. So I need to, calm down a little bit, and speak slowly. That's my problem. I want to speak fast, and next thing you know, I just like started, and I don't like that. But like I was saying, C2K Talk Show, Celso Talks Podcast, um, Bad to the Bone, the Laboratory of Vandenberg or Vandenberg Laboratory, Phileas Effect, uh, um, Spitting the Métis, and many, many talk shows, many, many podcasts that C2K Entertainment is promoting. So before I talk about things that C2K Entertainment is doing, so I did announce it on Facebook that today is the third year anniversary of C2K Talk Show. We got 3 years already. 3 years already. Wow. But C2K Talk Show is going to be, we're going to do an episode of C2K Talk Show tomorrow, and we are doing the anniversary, the third year anniversary of C2K Talk Show tomorrow. We're going to celebrate tomorrow. I'm going to have a lot of people coming in to celebrate with me. And we're gonna talk about the things that happened in C2K Talk Show during these 3 years. So it's gonna be juicy. It's gonna get juicy. When I tell you it's gonna get juicy, it will be juicy. It will be a very juicy episode. So you cannot, you cannot miss this episode of C2K Talk Show tomorrow at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Not only that, today, and I forgot it. I forgot about it. Um, my cat. I was looking at my cat in my calendar, even my phone. The alarm sound for that for from the calendar. That not only we are celebrating 3 year anniversary of C2K Talk Show, Celso Talks Podcast is, we are celebrating in Celso Talk Podcast 13 years. 13 years. It's the 13-year anniversary of Celso Talks Podcast today, and we're gonna celebrate it today as Celso Talk Podcast. 13 years, Jesus Christ, 13 years. I have been doing Celso Talk Podcast. Wow, crazy, 13 years. And this might get juicy too. This episode might get juicy. We are going to do it on Facebook Live. and we are doing a second, I want to say the second party or second episode of it tomorrow. But today is going to be in Facebook Live. We are going to be celebrating 13 years in Social Talks podcast. So everybody's invited to celebrate it with me. I might do it at 8 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time, or 9 o'clock Eastern time, or 8 o'clock Eastern time. So stay tuned. Tonight it will be Social Talk podcast on Facebook Live, celebrating 13 years. So it's a lot of things we're going to talk about in Social Talks podcast. Excuse me. Also, like everybody know, I always in meetings. I'm always in meetings. This is one of the reasons why I'm not on, doing EFED anymore, because this is we almost in March. We almost in March, where I'm going to be training for the whole month. I'm going to be training for my in-ring return on April. And this, there's a lot of things that I'm doing with C2K Entertainment. Um, I'm always in a meeting with the I promotions. I'm always in meetings with the I promotions. And I was in the meetings with C2K Entertainment, with the staff and C2K Entertainment and stuff like that. And the goal of C2K Entertainment for this year, we are trying to bring all the podcasts and talk shows back. The ones that haven't been not being active, so we are bringing them back this year. We was talking about the Phileas effect. We was talking about spinning the Métis with Dark Angel. We were talking about sitting on the coffee table with Cesar Santiago, which is going to come back soon. There was another show that we were speaking about, which it was the food show 716, which we are going to start on April. Yeah, we might start next month. We're just waiting for everything to warm up, because in this show I want to be visiting different restaurants. And I want to talk about the restaurants. I want to talk about their food. I want to show their food. So, there's going to be a lot going on with the food show 716. That's going to be in Dunkirk, New York. We were talking about Over the Top Rope podcast. Over the Top Rope podcast is going to come back next month. Also, in this show right here, which is going to be called Over the Top Rope Talk Show. Over the Top Rope Talk Show. It's not new, but we haven't aired nothing yet. Some problems happen. Of course, I was the one that created Over the Top Rope Talk Show. This show is going to be a in-ring interview, where I'm going to be interviewing a lot of people in the ring. But this is going to have to be in Rochester, New York. I will be visiting Rochester, New York next month. So stay tuned for that. I will be visiting Rochester, New York next month. Don't know what day, but if I do, I probably will stay in Rochester, probably a couple days, in Rochester. Um, so yes, I will be in Rochester next month for a couple days. So when I'm in Rochester, I'm going to be training, of course, in the ring. And at the same time, I'm going to be doing in-ring interviews with many backyard wrestlers in Rochester, New York. But this show right here that I want to talk about right now, it was my very first talk show. C2K Confidential. C2K Confidential is returning next month. This is my very first talk show that I created in Rochester, New York back in 2003. It will be coming back and will be in C2K Entertainment next month. So this type of talk show is in the name confidential. It's in the name confidential. This talk show right here, we're gonna talk about the dramas that have been happening that happen in many backyard wrestling federations. And what if we have resolved it or we didn't resolve this problem, this drama, it's going to be a very juicy show, a very juicy show. So stay tuned for that for next month for C2K Confidential. And this show will be celebrating, let's see, 2003. So that was 2020. 23 years, I think, right? 23 years or 20. I want to say 23. We are going to be celebrating 23 years on December 23, 2026. 23 years we're going to be celebrating of C2K Confidential. So that's going to be on December 23rd. We are the 23rd anniversary of C2K Confidential. We have been doing a lot, in C2K Entertainment. We have been doing a lot, and I'm very proud of. I'm very proud of, of the staff. I'm very proud with Michael, Craven Michaels, that has been on top of everything. He is the second owner. He is, of C2K Entertainment. He has been doing a great job, staying on top of the talk shows, staying on top of the podcast, with every podcast in C2K Entertainment. This is the way we do it. This is the way we do things. I put him in charge of all the talk shows in C2K Entertainment. He is the one in charge of all the talk shows in C2K Entertainment to make sure that every talk show in C2K Entertainment is doing a great job, is always on top of everything that they need to be on top of. And I'm the one that is in charge of all the podcasts in C2K Entertainment, making sure that every podcast are on top of everything or every topic that they need to talk about in their podcast. Beer Poor Podcast is returning. Beer Poor Podcast is returning to C2K Entertainment this year. I'm going to speak to the new podcasters that are going to be doing this podcast. Rico Acevedo and Luis Acevedo are the new podcasters of Beer Pour Podcast. So I'm going to be talking to them when I see them tonight. I need to know, you know, I know that they want to do this. They want to do their podcast and talk about different things. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that because I know when these two, get in the podcast, I know there's a lot of things that they want to talk about. So stay tuned to Beer Pour Podcast with Rico Acevedo and Luis Acevedo. Um, what else? Let me see. There's just a lot of podcasts that I'm creating. I have many people that want to do their own podcasts. So I'm in the talks with them. I'm talking to them when it comes with the podcast. I don't have people that want to create talk shows yet in that part. But that's the part that um, Michael Craven or Craven Michaels is in charge with. We do talk almost every day, so I haven't heard any of new people that want to do their talk shows. There is a talk show, or I think it was a podcast that I want to bring back, but I need to speak to the owner of TBW and the general manager of TBW, Mr. Joshua Allen and Mr. Atomic Titan. Those they are the podcasters of. I forgot the name of their podcast, but it was a great podcast. They had a couple episodes. So I'm going to talk to them very soon to see what they got in their mind, if they're going to bring it back. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But like I said, I have many people that want to become podcasters. Many people that want to become podcasters. A lot of people come to me and say, "Hey, you know what? I want to be a podcaster." So, creating new podcasts that are going to be part of C2K Entertainment. So stay tuned for that, for new podcasts in C2K Entertainment. Um, there has been, I hadn't been into that with the promotions, and I was the one that made the meeting with them. I know that, yes, the promotions gave the permission to C2K Entertainment for all these talk shows and podcasts to talk about a situation that we had in a couple days, which I did mention. I did mention in my talk show with Sack Attack, BTCW. But I was the one that made the meeting with them this morning, where, yes, I am one of the founders, the creators of the I Promotions. I am part of the board of directors of the I Promotions. Also, I am in charge. One of the ones that are in charge of the promotion. So if I want to do a meeting with them, they can't say no. Because even though, yes, this, they made gave the permission. I guess they were so upset, they were so hurt with in BTCW, with the racial comments against me. Again, they was probably they wasn't thinking. They was so pissed off. They were so mad, and they was in their feelings, and they was so upset that they gave the permission to every talk shows and podcast to talk about the situation. But I made the meeting this morning, and I talked to them, and I said, the permission is denied. The permission is denied. I not going to allow of any talk shows and podcasts to talk about this situation again. None of the talk shows and the podcast that I'm promoting will not talk about this situation ever again. I'm not giving the permission to all the talk shows and podcasts to speak about Sack Attack ever again, and to speak about BTCW on this situation ever again. So I'm crossing that forbidden door forever. That forbidden door for now is crossed. We are not going to be speaking about that situation ever again. The show must go on, and we're going to move on. I said what I have to say yesterday on C2K talk show. I said what I have to say. Now that forbidden door is closed. So now that that is done and over with, we're not going to talk about that situation ever again. Neither none of the none of the neither none of the backyard wrestling federations that I do promote on C2K Wrestling Promotions. We're not going to speak about that ever again, or we're not doing no promos against BTCW or Sack Attack anymore, because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. We're not going to do that again. Some of the backyard wrestlers from RCW, they made their promos, they say what they have to say, and now it's done. It's done and over, and we're just gonna keep going with our wrestling federations, because we are getting ready to start some of these wrestling federations that I do promote are going to be starting either next month or on April or May. So yes, it's a lot, things that we need to focus with our backyard wrestling federations. So yeah, this is what I want to talk about right here in C2K Entertainment. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna do it at 8 o'clock p.m. 8 o'clock p.m. tomorrow night. The third year anniversary of C2K Talk Show is going to be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The 13-year anniversary of Celso Talks podcast. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be on Facebook Live. And that's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching another episode of C2K Entertainment. And I'll see you guys tonight at Celso Talk Podcast. Love you and God bless you. Have a blessed evening.